Every May, I make a quiet promise to these woods, a yearly pilgrimage back to the ancient gritstones and oaks of Padley Gorge. I usually come with a very rigid layout in my head, a checklist of what I'm supposed to find, and how the morning is supposed to go. But the Woodland doesn't operate on our schedules. It forces you to drop your expectations at the gate and just move at its pace. This is a unique part of the Peak District. A damp, high humidity haven where the ancient canopy creates its own climate. The deep moss holds the moisture, the gritstone shapes the water, and the air becomes heavy with life. It's the perfect sanctuary for arriving summer migrants. If you sit still long enough, you realise the valley is entirely alive, with voices that have travelled thousands of miles just to be here. As I walked deeper into the woodland, I realised my day was about to become a rather special one. Flycatchers might be quiet today, but it was becoming apparent that Mother Nature had other plans for me. As I started to climb back out of the gorge, the sound I was chasing stopped being an echo and became something physical. I've heard this voice across the open moorland since I was a kid, but it always felt like a ghost in the landscape. To stand directly beneath the canopy and witness the cuckoo performing its metronomic song, to actually see the effort of the call, it felt less like a capture and more like a gift. When an encounter like that fades, you have to give yourself a moment to process it. To drop the camera, sit on a damp stone, and just let the adrenaline settle. The ritual of a trailside cup of tea isn't about passing the time. It's about acknowledging the space you're standing in. The cuckoo eventually moved on, and it was time for me to do the same. The morning light was changing, and it was time to track down the original target that brought me here. The bird I had spent weeks planning for. The pied flycatcher. I found a quiet spot that felt right and decided just to wait. Patience in the woods is rarely a straight line, but this morning stillness paid off in a way I couldn't have predicted. The forest didn't just wake up, it revealed its hidden architecture. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 active nests showed themselves right in front of me. And there, at the entrance of the 4th nest chamber, was exactly the fix I had come looking for. The pied flycatcher, moving with that almost fairy-like charm, much like our robin, but in sepia tone. At this point, Mother Nature clearly wasn't done with me. The woods became beautifully chaotic. I caught a tiny flash of a secretive bankball navigating the leaf litter in the undergrowth. An erratic hitching movement that almost made me completely miss the equally elusive spotted flycatchers flitting in the branches directly above my head. Everywhere I looked, an animal was operating on pure, frantic instinct, and I was having to do the same, just to keep up. It felt like the forest had entirely pulled back its curtain. Before the sun could even reach its zenith, I stumbled across a 5th, then a 6th active nest, all of different species. You can spend years walking these paths, looking for a single active territory, and then a single morning spoils you completely. packed my bag and left with the target list in tatters, having only crossed off 2 of the species on it. I'd not managed to see a wood warbler, and I didn't even come across a common redstart. But looking back at the gorge, I realised I had made lemonade out of native lemons this morning. When the woodland gives you a morning as special as this one, a 50% hit rate isn't that bad, is it?